Alright guys, with Global Grand Cross finally here, and most of you probably beating story mode, if not over progressing through most of story mode, you're probably wondering, how do I gear my characters, my team? How do I get them up and more powerful? And the way to do that is that you put actual gear on them with proper gear sets. Now, you might be wondering, what do you mean by gear sets? And I'll explain that here in a second. But first thing I want to talk to you guys about is where you actually get the certain gear you want with the certain gear set. So, we'll go over this really quick. In chapter 1, you get an attack set. So if you look over to the right of the screen right now, it is Grand Cross database, and they actually have it in order for you guys. So chapter 1 right here, you get an attack gear, and you can get a set of that. You need 4 for that, and that'll make sense here in a second for you guys. Chapter 2 right here, the one with picture of Bond, will be defense. 3 will be HP. 4 will be crit rate. 5 will be crit resistance, and 6 finally will be a recovery. And that is where you get the certain gear you want. Now, in order to make it work, you need a whole set. Now, if you're wondering what I mean by a whole set, is that you have to go and get 4 weapon choices here. It's confusing. It sounds confusing. I've been trying to do this video for like 30 minutes and I cannot like think of what this is. But you're gonna go out, get the gear with the correct weapon or that you want on it. So like here, I want a bracer with attack, but I want a necklace with defense. That's what I mean by that. So you want 4 weapons, 4 gears here that have attack, and that is how you make a whole set. And when you make a whole set, that gives you the extra 20% boost of attack when you have a whole set put together. Same thing goes for defense. So having these 2 defense ones here gives me an extra 20% defense boost. Now there are characters that you can gear differently, and I actually have Lindsay here who has an HP set. Now these are the more common gear sets that you're going to be seeing throughout most of the time you're playing Grand Cross. At least that's what I've seen, and I've been playing since day 1 on JP. And I have an HP set for her. So in order to get the HP set, I need 4 as well. Just like attack, I need 4, and then I gave her defense as well, so that way she has a 20% boost in HP and the 20% boost in attack. Now if you ever forget how many you need of what to make the whole set complete, you can go over to the database, and she has it here for you. So attack 4, defense 2, HP 4, crit rate 4, you know, so on and so on. We're gonna just go over it. And every time you make a set, it gives you 20%, except for crit rate, it gives you that 30%, and crit resistance gives you that 30%, and then crit defense actually gives you 40% crit defense, and then lifesteal gives you 15%. So that's how you that is the most basic way to make the gear set. Now I want to talk to you guys about actually ranking up your gear. So there are 6 different rarities to gear, and it goes common, uncommon, SR, SSR, common, uncommon, rare, SR, SSR, and then UR. And in order to actually rank up some of these stones, you need a certain blue stone. So this level 3 blue stone here is actually to rank up the rares. The level 2 stone here is to rank up the commons and uncommons, I believe. I've never ranked up an uncommon, but commons and uncommons will be the 2 stone. In order to get an SR weapon ranked up, you need the SR stone. And in order to get an SSR weapon up, you need to get the 5-star crystal stone. Now the UR stone is, you have to actually go and make it, and you need the UR stone in order to finally get a UR weapon. Again, we'll go over UR here in a little bit. It's totally different from the basic actual gearing set here. Now when you do gear, you have the weapon itself. You can get it to +5. In order to get it up to and get a star, you have to get it to +5 first. So you go to that button. It's going to be in English, so it'll probably be 2 times easier to understand for you guys. So you guys don't have to read that. Now, the greatest thing about Grand Cross when it comes to leveling up a weapon is you literally can leave it alone, because the first one is 100% guaranteed that you're going to rank it up, okay? So how this screen works right here that you're looking at is you click that and it's going to rank it up for you, okay? That seems pretty annoying, pretty tedious. You have to do it every single time, right? Wrong. Grand Cross actually made it to where you can have it do it automatically. You're going to click the hammer right here. You're going to set this to 5, meaning you want it to go up to +5 by itself. You don't want it to stop until it makes it to +5. And like I said, right now, the chances of this gearing up is 100%. There is no chance to fail. So I'm gonna leave it like this for a second, and it goes up to 2, and I don't have to click anything. It's just gonna go up by itself until it finally makes it to +5, and it just saves you a little bit of time. And this is how at +5 you will make it to where you can finally get that first star. And like I said a second ago, in order to get that star, you have to have one of those 5-star crystals, which I have 2 of right now. That will give me my level 1 star, right? And that goes the same for any other kind of weapon. Like if I upgrade the R right here, it's going to tell me the same thing. So I'm going to go to 1 to 5, and then once it goes to 5, it's going to tell me I need that specific stone, that blue stone that I talked about, the 3-star stone, which allows me to rank up the rares into the 1-star, needed to get a sub slot stat. Now I'll talk about that here in a second, but I just want to show you guys. So now it's finally +5. I want to rank it up. I have 27 of these stones. I need 1 to get my star on it, and that's how you do that. So we're gonna go back to the S star because this is what I'm working on personally. So I want this. I finally want this. I finally got it up to +5. I finally have a blue stone, and I want it to 1 star. I'm gonna click OK. It's gonna cost me 80,000 gold. Now this is a little bit pricey, so make sure you have gold. Now we finally have the sub stat, which the sub stat list is right here. Now on the bracer and ring, you can get attack, pierce rate, crit chance, crit damage. On the necklace and earring, you can get defense, resistance, crit defense, okay? And then for the belt and the rune, so the orb, you can get HP, regen, recovery, lifesteal. Those are the substats you can get on an item. Now, obviously, this is an attack ring. On the ring, I want it to attack because I want my unit to have more attack, right? I didn't get that on my initial roll, unfortunately. Very, very unfortunately, I didn't get it. So now, what I can do is I can re-roll this with either diamond or anvils. Anvils should be in global day 1, if I'm remembering correctly. It should be available in global day 1, and if it isn't, I highly recommend you hold out until they are available. So what the anvils allow you to do is they allow you to re-roll without using a diamond. It costs 5 anvils, but look, now I can re-roll the substat till I get what I want. Now I don't want the crit chance here, so I'm gonna re-roll it one more time and hopefully get what I want. I obviously want attack. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. Now, just like the from 1 to 5 automatic farming for you, there is automatic farming for substat as well. So let's say I want to do something else while the game is farming. I'm gonna click on the anvil right here. This is gonna pop up. Now I know this looks confusing because it's in JP, but in the global version, it's going to be in English or whatever language you have it set to. This is attack. I want my ring to have a minimum of 2%, and I want you to keep re-rolling with anvil. So I'm going to click OK, do that. It's set for that, and now I'm going to click it. Okay? So I click it, and it's going to go into, it gave me another crit chance. I don't want that. So luckily, I'm doing my other thing. The game is automatically doing it for me. And there's another one. Didn't get attack again, so it's going to do it one more time. And hopefully, it gives me the attack, so that way I can talk about the hammers here. Okay, it didn't give me the attack, so I'm just going to ignore that. I'll go back to that here in a second. Now, the benefits to doing it on something like a rare, you're going to get that up to the 1 star that you want, that you needed. And I didn't get attack, right? Unfortunate, yes. So now, you click this button right here. So you can go into your substat. That's not attack. Click on it. And for anything below an SR, you can actually use gold to re-roll the stat. Or the anvil. I don't recommend using anvils when re-rolling this. I definitely recommend re-rolling the gold. But same thing applies where you click the hammer. You make sure you click here. Unclick the anvils and click there so that way it has the hammer. You want to use an infinite amount of gold to re-roll this until it's at level 2. I'm not going to do that because I don't care for the rare, but that's how you would do it for rare if you wanted to level it up on rare. Now, I'm going to talk about what you guys saw there just now, the hammers on the right. Okay, these hammers right here are fantastic. Now, these hammers I don't expect to see on global anytime soon, but this is just a gear guide for everyone, especially for those of you on global. This will come in handy once these are finally out. All right. But what the hammers do is they increase this substat without having to re-roll it for a better substat. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click the hammer. I'm going to say yes, use my hammer, and it's going to upgrade that sub slot it's not the best rating, but it's gonna go from 1.9 to 2.1, and without having to re-roll that substat from attack to possibly losing attack and getting, you know, like pierce rate or something, I get the actual attack and it goes up from 1.9 to this. Is basically just increases your percentage on your roll on your substat, and it's fantastic. It's absolutely amazing item they included into the game, and I absolutely love that they did that. But that is how you also increase your substat. Now another thing you can do is this. So say you finally got the SSR weapon, it finally dropped, but it has really bad base stats, and by base stats I mean these stats right here. These stats are actually, you're able to change it, and that stat is right here, this green bar, that you're able to change. You can re-roll it with gems, and the big thing with this is that you can also fail, so it can go from where it is now to a lower attack, or it can go to a higher attack, but it does always cost 2 gems. I'm hoping they change this in the future to where they give us a special item just like the hammer and just like the anvil, and they allow us to re-roll this, but I don't see that happening because this is just diamond. It's literally the raw stat of the actual gear, and that's what it changes there. So that is fantastic. Right now, another thing we're going to talk about really quick is the UR settings. Now for most of us that are just starting global, you won't have to worry about the UR setting anytime soon, because that didn't happen until after, I believe, chapter 8. Now after chapter 8 you get Merlin to sit here in the boar hat finally, and you can ask her, hey Merlin, I want to UR something. She's gonna say, okay, for who? You're gonna click on the character, like let's say we're gonna keep working on Derriere because I'm working on her anyways. We're gonna click on Derriere. I'm gonna say I want to rank up Derriere. I want to give her a UR stat. Okay, so I have Derriere selected. Now, in order to get a weapon from SSR to UR, you have to have it 5 stars plus 5. And the thing that I did just fail to talk about is, once you have them up, the chances to succeed goes down. So like my attack ring that I made here a second ago, if I go and I want to rank it up again, it is now at an 80% chance to succeed. So if I click this, there's an 80% chance, 20% chance it could fail. And that, you know, it happens more often than you think when it comes to 20%. So I'm going to do this, see if it fails. Okay, you see it's struggling to get up there? That just means that there's a chance it could fail, and it absolutely sucks, especially at 80%. But that, as you keep see, like right there, it failed. That just wasted 13,000 gold for me, and it absolutely sucks. And so it is not the easiest thing to get up there. The blue stones, once you do have it at +5, those never fail, so you don't have to worry about having a bunch of blue stones. But the red stones that you get from just breaking down gear is something that you can run out of resource really fast, and I finally got to 5 stars, but it just gets scarier and scarier every time you rank up. I don't have another blue, so I can't rank that up, so that is unfortunate. But once you have your SSR gear set to 5 stars plus 5, you can come to Merlin, tell her, hey Merlin, I want to UR my gear for Derriere, and you're gonna click on the left one, which now brings up the gear. And then the gear for Derriere, if I remember correctly, is not ready actually, because I don't have it. I don't have it ready first. It's not at +5. So I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna say, okay, this is the one I want for Derriere. Okay, I'm gonna say okay. It's gonna cost me 1 purple gem, which we'll talk about here in a second, and 1 of the UR blue stones. Now, in order to get that UR blue stone that you just saw, you have to go over to King, speak with King, and say, hey King, you need 5 of these. You need 6 5-star blue crystals. You go up to King and be like, hey King, I have 6 blue star crystals. Can you get it up for me and make it an SSR or a UR crystal? Now that is the only way to obtain those. You cannot farm these crystals. You cannot break down gear to get those crystals. The only way to obtain those crystals is by doing this with King. So it applies for everything else as well. Say you have a bunch of like 4-star crystals, you know you're not going to be using any SSR, so you can actually go to this, click there, and then tell King, hey, give me 4. And he gives you 4 of those. You now have 5. You're still short 1, so unfortunately I can't make another UR one, but that is the only way to obtain the UR blue crystal. Now, I know I mentioned a couple times the breaking down gear. In order to break down gear, just really quick, you're going to go over to Diane. You're going to tell Diane to just break down a certain gear. So say I don't want these, right? I don't want those. You're gonna tell Diane, okay, break those down for me, and Diane will give you 20 of the red. This isn't always 20. This changes depending on how much gear you break and some RNG. So this time it gave me 20 and then 2 of the level 3 blue star crystals, okay? So now let's do it one more time. We're gonna go do those, and then we're gonna tell Diane to break those down for us. It's gonna give me 17 or 26 and then 3 of the uncommon ones. So it's not always guaranteed you're gonna be getting something good. What I recommend when you're doing this is you +1 the SSR and then you break it down. The SSR does give you a chance to potentially get the 5-star crystal, okay? Now that is about everything you potentially need to know about gearing and how to gear. You need the full set. We're gonna go over to the website here. You need the full set of whatever attack or whatever weapon gear you want, and then the sub rolls. Once you re-roll them, you go to re-roll them. They're all right here. If you guys have any sort of questions, you're more than welcome to hit me up in the comment section below, at me on Twitter, join my Discord and ask me questions there. Just at me, and I will do my absolute best to help you guys out when it comes to it. I hope this was semi-helpful for you guys. I know it's a little confusing at first, but it shouldn't be too difficult, especially now that you can read it. If I was able to do it with this giant language barrier, you guys can do it while you're able to read the language. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, hit the like button. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying these guides. If you guys are new to the channel, maybe consider the subscribe button down below, coming out with us here daily. I've been doing daily lately, and as of right now, I've been doing 2 videos daily, so I am dying out here. But other than that, I hope you guys found this useful, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.
パーフェクトキューブ、私の実験に貢献したくないか？暴食の罪、ボアシン・マーリンだ。よろしく頼む。ロケーション、研究の標本がまた増えたな。最初からお前らに勝ち目などなかった。